transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.
En la comunidad. Hola, como su supervisor del condado de Santa Cruz elegido, estamos orgullosos de anunciar que estamos poniendo $1 millón de su financiación federal de la Ley de Plan de Rescate Estadounidense de 2021 en la comunidad para ayudar a los propietarios de pequeños negocios, empresarios, empleadores, organizaciones sin fines de lucro, 501c3 y artistas.
Hemos destinado 3 programas para apoyar a los pequeños negocios y organizaciones sin fin de lucro locales para ayudarles a recuperarse de los impactos de la pandemia. Estos programas incluyen una nueva aplicación móvil, programa de prácticas profesionales y préstamos.
El condado ya está recibiendo solicitudes para préstamos condonables. Continúe escuchando mientras nuestros socios comunitarios profundizan en estas iniciativas y comparten los detalles y requisitos de estos programas.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Muy buenas tardes, es un placer y honor saludarlos de nuevo. Bienvenidos a Multiplier Legales. Acuérdense que hemos estado por un tiempo no conectados, pero siempre al pendiente, dando información en diferentes formas y diferentes maneras. Así que estamos de nuevo aquí a través de Multiplier Legales, dando información sobre cosas importantes que se avecinan para nosotros, para la comunidad y para todo el condado de Santa Cruz. En esta ocasión tenemos amigos muy especiales que han estado trabajando, invirtiendo en nuestras comunidades de diferentes formas y que hoy vienen con una propuesta y un proyecto que va a beneficiar en demasía y en mucho favor a los que son los pequeños negocios, a los artistas y también a algunas organizaciones que tienen el lucro. Así que, welcome guys, thank you so much for being here. I think there's a great opportunity to talk about this project and the different opportunities that the business community, the artist community, and the nonprofit community is going to have the information that we want to share. So to begin with, we would like to introduce ourselves and let our audience know who we are. So we can start with Stephanie.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Bermudez. I'm an Ambos Nogales native and founder and CEO of Startup Unidos. Good to be here with you all.
And you pass the baton to Sergio.
Hello, I'm Sergio Astorga. I'm also Ambos Nogales native, and I'm the Small Business Outreach and Project Coordinator of Startup Unidos.
And
I'll pass it to Stephen.
Hello, I'm Stephen. I am co-founder of Localite, the technology company. I live here in Tucson. We're based out of Long Beach, and I hired about 5 or 6 of Stephanie's interns, and they're fantastic. Thank you.
And also we have Kelly.
Hi, thank you. My name is Carrie Munoz. I'm also a resident of Ambos Nogales, a lifelong resident. I'm here representing the Office of the School Superintendent for Santa Cruz County in the Civil Officer's Office. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And I'm Romic Capozano. I'm Tucson native. I lived in Nogales, Sonora for a short period of time, and I'm happy to be helping out here with Forgivable Loans from Chicano por la Causa.
So that's great. Pues let's go and start her. So I think that we would like to start with Stephanie Bermudez, founder and CEO of Startup Unidos. So let us know who you guys are. Who is Startup Unidos?
Well, I'll start by thanking you all for joining us this evening for this very exciting unveiling of news in support of small businesses in Santa Cruz County. Startup Unidos is a Southern Arizona contractor. We've been coordinating bilingual resources and information sessions through support of a USDA grant here in Nogales and across the county. Startup Unidos has roots right here in Nogalitos, orgullosamente de ambos Nogales. And our experience here in the city has been in implementing economic and workforce development initiatives since 2015, starting with an ideation session at Nogales Community Development, to be exact. So Startup Unidos is all about seeing challenges at the border as opportunities. So we span boundaries with a unique binational and bilingual approach that unites networks on both sides of the border that include industry, government, academia, and grassroots movements that bring this culturally anchored support for entrepreneurs, and we also offer innovative workforce development to border communities like Nogales, but also Douglas and Yuma.
That's good. Stephanie, I think that just for our audience, I'm going to translate a little bit of the information that you gave us in Spanish, just to let the community know. Sí, platicamos con Stephanie. Stephanie, pues es la fundadora de Startup Unidos. Es una iniciativa que inició pues aquí precisamente en Nogales, en lo que es oficinas de NCD, en 2015, y que este programa, que parte de este programa pues es igual a través de USDA, pero aparte pues ella ha trabajado con diferentes organizaciones en todo este corredor, desde el área de Tucson, Phoenix hasta más allá de Sonora, ¿verdad? Hasta Hermosillo, por allá, y ella pues ha traído muchas oportunidades y conectando, y ha sido una persona muy importante y un ser puente para conectar esas oportunidades de negocio con las diferentes estaciones y ciudades en todo este corredor. Se enfoca mucho en lo que es el desarrollo de trabajo, así como diferentes iniciativas que van con el crecimiento, causas de raíz, de problemas sociales, culturales, económicos, y así que pues bienvenida. Así rapidito.
Muchas gracias, Santos.
And also, I think that it's just fair to let the community know about this program that is just started to you guys to promote it, about the small businesses for loans for artists also and for nonprofits. So can you tell us a little bit about what is this?
For sure. We have all of our partners here to really unfold a complete program, because there is a set of 3 different offerings that the county is unfolding. But the information that I will share with you is on forgivable loans. So when you ask the question, like, what is a forgivable loan? It's a loan for entrepreneurs, for employers, for artists and creators, or 501c3 nonprofits that can be forgiven with when certain conditions are met. So the way that the loan can be forgiven is that those that are awarded will invest at least 10% of their loan amount into their own business skills or their community over a period of a year. And if that is completed, then the loan will be forgiven. So employers in Santa Cruz County, Arizona, who were negatively impacted by the pandemic, and this can include, for example, entrepreneurs who are either establishing or reestablishing a business. It can include small businesses, employers in retail and services, in the service business, also tourism, travel, hospitality industries, artists and creators, 501c3 nonprofits, as I mentioned, that employ staff. And the other prerequisite is that the recipients must be of 18 years of age or older.
Okay. There is something similar to the PPP program, the Paycheck Protection Program, that the government used to have too. It comes from the same type of sources and resources?
I think that the similarities with the PPP and this program is that they're both federal programs that are intended to help with the recovery of the pandemic. However, with the PPP, although it was forgiven, it wasn't available or as accessible as this is on a local level. So this is a hyper-local program that is intended to really offer this program to all of the people that we've listed and plus. So with the PPP, it was really a national push, and this is really a county-specific benefit that is shaped as a grant and that is forgivable, that is intended to really have economic impact or empowerment locally, unlike the PPP that was, early on and really recovery. Yeah.
And they have to be through the financial institution to be apply and
That's correct. Yeah.
So it's good. Voy a explicar un poquito en español, nada más para la comunidad, ¿verdad? De que este tipo estamos hablando sobre unos préstamos para la comunidad de negocios, business community, y de artistas y de unas organizaciones sin fines de lucro, que hay este proyecto que es a través del condado, que son fondos que se recibieron también del gobierno federal y que son para estos negocios o artistas que de una forma u otra pues, fueron afectados por la pandemia de COVID-19. Entonces, eso significa que hubo una parte de estos fondos que el condado recibió, se van a colocar 1.5 millones para desarrollar el desarrollo de activos de la familia y de las comunidades. Así que este proyecto, le preguntaba a Stephanie si era algo similar a lo que es el PPP. Tiene algunas similitudes porque pues, son todas para poder ayudar a los negocios que fueron afectados por la pandemia, pero que no es lo mismo porque este proyecto, este programa se enfoca, su nicho está en los negocios de aquí del condado de Santa Cruz, así como los artistas y como las organizaciones sin fines de lucro que también proveen servicios en esta comunidad. O sea que estos fondos están destinados solamente para ustedes, comerciantes, para ustedes, artistas, para ustedes, organizaciones sin fines de lucro que proveen servicios a esta comunidad y el condado de Santa Cruz. Así que vamos a agarrar un poquito más información. Me gustaría saber qué tanto es la cantidad de dinero que estos negocios, artistas o non-profit organizaciones sin fines de lucro pueden obtener. So let's go and talk about what is this funds, or what is the top of the money that they can receive, and give us a little bit more of information.
Okay, yeah, for sure, Santos. So Sergio and I will share the response for this because there's quite a bit. I want to share a little bit of history with you all. So a portion of the Santa Cruz County's Federal American Rescue Plan Act, referred to as ARPA. This funding has been allocated to aid the small businesses and nonprofits financially impacted by the COVID pandemic through the program, which provided the county $9 million in COVID-19 relief funds. The county has now allocated $1.5 million of that towards what they refer to as a financial asset building program. So qualified applicants can receive up to $25,000 in loan, and loans do not need to be paid back if you meet the requirement that I discussed earlier. But I will pass the baton on to Sergio for him to discuss further more about what qualifies an applicant and how you go about receiving the $25,000 loan.
Yes, so not all applicants who apply will immediately get the $25,000 loan. It's up to $25,000. So the max amount of money that will be received would be $25,000, but the actual amount would be reviewed based on the fiscal and the realistic needs of the actual company. And the loans do need to be paid back, but in a way where if they contribute 10% in the loan value to community development or economic contributions, the loan will be forgiven for them.
Sí, hay que aclarar, ¿verdad?, que esos 25,000 no todos los negocios los van a obtener. Ellos pueden recibir hasta 25,000 y va a depender también de las necesidades de cada negocio, de su situación financiera, y me imagino que hay una fórmula que van a aplicar pues, para venir con la cantidad que van a recibir, ¿verdad? Esa fórmula pues se va a ver y se va a reconocer una vez que trabajemos directamente pues con la gente que está manejando estos fondos, estos loans, pero sí es importante acercarse y empezar a aplicar. ¿Desde cuándo se abrió esta oportunidad? Since when the people or the business can start to apply?
Yeah, so we're rolling this out in a 3-month rollout period, starting from May 9th to August 6th. So I do urge all local businesses, nonprofits, artists, whether that include music, dancers, artists, painters, singers. I urge them all to apply now because this will be accepting up until August 6th. And I know 3 months sounds like a long time, but it flies by fast. So I do urge everyone to apply as soon as possible.
Okay. And I'm seeing some other information about how much funding is available for the small business and profits resilience loan program. How much is the amount? It's like a 500,000.
So the amount was, it's 1.5 million. 500,000 of that was designated as phase one, and it was released for grants for nonprofits. And in phase two, which is what we're here to discuss now, there has been $1 million allocated towards this effort.
Oh, I got it. So the first part is already released and the nonprofits already applied or not?
Yes. In fact, we can expect to hear the results of those grants within the next few days. We anticipate hearing from the county shortly about who will be awarded the first $500,000 for the nonprofit phase.
So, and who can qualify for a loan?
I think we'll hand this over to Chicanos por la Causa, who is going to be our partner who will be working one-on-one with everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Santos. The people that can qualify for a loan, as long as you have a business registered within the county of Santa Cruz, we'll pay you up to $25,000. Excuse me. The loans will be given for up to $25,000, as Sergio and Stephanie had mentioned. As long as you're able to meet the requirements to make it forgivable by reinvesting in the community, we'll be able to make that a forgivable loan.
And what's going to happen for those ones who do not meet the criteria to be forgivable? So they have to be a kind of amortization schedule, so they have to pay it back.
Well, the forgivable piece. Oh, go ahead. Somebody say something. Well, as far as the forgivable piece, it's 10%, and so it's not really qualification. But if they don't meet that requirement, yes, they will be required to pay that money back. Reinvesting in the community is something that we're all here trying to strive for, and we really hope that everybody will reinvest into the community with the 10%.
And about the interest rate for those ones that do not meet the criteria for forgivable, it's around, what is the expected interest rate?
I believe, hang on. One second or something.
Okay. And I think that it's very important. Now, in that, I'm going to just explain a little bit in Spanish. Estamos hablando para que Chicanos por la Causa va a manejar estos préstamos. Entonces, estos préstamos estamos platicando acerca de que todo negocio que va a participar en esta aplicación, pues puede recibir hasta 25,000, que tiene que cubrir una criteria donde el 10% de este préstamo se tiene que reinvertir en la comunidad en diferentes formas. Yo creo que más al rato platicaremos sobre cuáles son esas formas en que la comunidad de negocios va a reinvertir ese porcentaje para que puedan ser perdonables esos préstamos, que no tengan que pagarlos. Estábamos platicando que si hay algún negocio que no cumple con este criterio, que no invierte parte de ese dinero en la comunidad, pues tiene que pagarlo de nuevo, ¿verdad? Va a tener que repagarlo, y está platicando un poquito más o menos que si cuál es la criteria en cuanto al interés que pagarían. Claro que queremos que todo ese dinero se reciba, que no tengan que pagarlo, pero que también parte de ese dinero se reinvierta en la comunidad. Y ahorita vamos a ver las diferentes formas de cómo usted puede reinvertir y cómo usted puede ese dinero en la comunidad para que pueda calificar para ser perdonable. Yo creo que en cuanto a esa parte la podemos ver más adelante y volvemos con ustedes para explicar acerca pues, de esa pregunta que no estaba en el escrito, pero pues a veces es importante pues, conocerla, pero ahorita lo vamos a checar y vamos a hacerla conocer con mucho gusto.
To answer your last question about the percentage, I'm seeing I don't see a percentage here on my end. I don't know if you guys see anything on your end, but I'll have to answer that on the next interview.
No problem. We can just talk about it. And also, the next question is about, we talk about the business community. And what about the artists? How much is the amount that they can receive?
The artist will receive up to $10,000, and also will be subject to the same community reinvestment of 10%. So it'd be, if they get the maximum of $10,000, then they would be reinvesting $1,000 back into the community in order to receive the forgivable aspect of the loan.
That's good. So these loans are going to be taxable. So at one point they're going to receive a 1099.
Yes, absolutely. You'll be required to, the businesses will be required to fill out a 1099. It won't be a taxable income, which is a kind of a vendor type. Yeah. Yes.
But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it because even if this loan that you're gonna get and you don't have to pay it back, you have to declare in your tax return. So
yes, absolutely.
Side is gonna be part of the taxes for this year, and just keep that in mind. Okay. Le estaba preguntando que si estos préstamos son taxables, o sea, y dice que sí son. Ustedes, las personas que califiquen y tengan este préstamo, van a recibir unas 1099 que van a tener que incluirla en su declaración de impuestos como un ingreso más a su negocio. Pero pues todo esto, pues, sea un porcentaje que tienen que pagar de impuestos, pues vale la pena, porque el dinero pues es mucho más grande que van a recibir. Preguntaba también cuál es la cantidad que los artistas calificarían. Me está diciendo amigo que creo que es hasta $10,000, igual con la misma criteria de que el 10% tiene que ser puesto a trabajar en la misma comunidad o ser reinvertido en la comunidad. The next question is about, do I need to spend the funds by a certain date?
No, at this time we're not requiring the businesses to spend by a specific date. No.
So good. But like you mentioned it, the business community, the nonprofits, and also the artists, they have to provide information and documentation that they use the part of the money in as a reinvestment, the percent, and also they will be giving you a kind of report or financial reporting for this purpose.
Yeah, they'll submit documentation, absolutely, for the reinvestment into the community. At that point, then the application will be reviewed, and we'll have they'll be informed of the notification of the status changing from a loan to forgivable loan.
Claro. Sí, habíamos preguntado, ¿verdad?, de que la forma en que se va a procesar esto, ustedes van a mandar documentación que indique el uso de estos fondos también como una reinversión en la comunidad, y aparte pues también van a pedir la información financiera para pues conocer la cantidad que se reinvirtió y para pues cambiar su estatus, ¿verdad?, de un préstamo convencional a un préstamo perdonable que no tienes que pagar. I have another question about right here is, when can my small business or nonprofit expect to receive funds if awarded?
It would be 2 days after the application is approved. And the recipients will receive communications via email through the online application portal, which is at www.prestamosloans.org.
prestamosloans.org. So this information is gonna appear right here in our screen. So just to keep that in mind, okay? You can go back to the We Love Nogales and find out this information too. We're gonna continue having this interview online, so you guys can continue checking on this updates. Les decíamos que si cuando la comunidad de de negocios, así como las agencias sin fines de lucro y los artistas pueden saber acerca si su aplicación va a ser aprobada, nos hablan que son 2 días después de que la aplicación sea sometido y checado. Entonces ustedes van a recibir vía correo electrónico a través del mismo portal que es www.prestamosloans.org, y ahí van a recibir esta información también para saber si fueron aprobados con esta aplicación. The next question is about what is the application review and decision making process. I think that you talk a little bit about it.
Sure. Well, once the application is received at prestamosloans.org, we review it on a rolling basis, and applicants will be notified within 5 business days of receiving the application. For example, today I was in Tubac, and one of the business owners there at a restaurant, I sat down at his lunch table, and he says, "Hey, Roman, very nice to see you. How are you? Did you get my application?" I said, "Yes, we received it 2 days ago, which means you're only 3 days away from a decision." And his eyes lit up. He didn't think it was going to be that fast. So he's really excited to see what the decision is going to be. He applied for the full 25,000.
And what type of information the business community is going to find when they're trying to fill this application?
Well, basic information, the FEIN, along with the name, address, phone number of the business. The address is very important. So if you have locations in other places, like I have one applicant who is in Sierra Vista and also in Nogales, and they are putting the Nogales address even though their headquarters is in Sierra Vista. So that's an important aspect of the loan application process. In addition to information about how you were impacted in the recession and how prices have gone up ever since then, those will also be asked of you. Another important piece that you'll want to see is there's a collateral piece that confuses some people because of the nature of being a forgivable loan. We just need to know that should you decide to not reinvest in the community, that you have a way to pay it back.
Okay. So at one point, it's going to need some kind of security.
Can you define what reinvest in the community is? Is that hiring? I would love to hear that.
Sure. I have a fact sheet that was just approved today. So
I think that Kerry also can do a little bit more about this.
Okay. Kerry, is that your piece? I'm sorry, am I stealing your spot?
She can build it up. If you have some right there, she can build it up.
Sure. Just the basic thing that I have here is for design and complete a public art project, 40 hours. That's forgiveness value is up to $2,500. Actual expense of the cost of supply. So, Kerry, I'll pass the baton over to you.
That's good.
Can I add something before we hand it over to Carrie? Sure. Just because Carrie's got an incredible program, and it's the second of the 3. So we're going to close out the conversation about small businesses and nonprofits and artists and move to away from ARPA. But I will say that this isn't the end of the conversation. There's a lot more coming. We do have other interviews scheduled. So there is an infographic that is featured in the Nogales International during the next 90 days while the applications are open. And there will be plenty of opportunities for in-person sessions, for info sessions. We want to hear your questions. We're going to be on the ground. Supervisors are going to be on the ground. A lot of organizers are going to be on the ground, coming to you to have the conversations and address the questions that you have about the programs. So just ask away. You can reach Sergio and I locally in our community and refer to the paper, and really just go to the Prestamos website that Roman shared, to the Santa Cruz County AZ.org website as well. We are keeping our pulse on that and updating things regularly. We know that you have a lot of questions, and we want to hear them all. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So we continue with this information with Kerry, or want to
Sure.
Gary, well, I think the question that I have here is, why was it too important to focus on the youth of Santa Cruz County when compiling the loan forgiveness option for business and artists? Uh,
Thank you, Santos. Thank you. So I work for the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent, Mr. Alfredo Velasquez. I'm actually the Associate Director for the Gear Up program. But when we were contacted, we were actually fortunate to be asked by the Grants Committee to come up with a list for the oh my gosh, loan portion. And we really wanted to encourage our community business leaders to get involved with our youth. When you go out, Mr. Campensado mentioned reinvest in the community. When you go out into the community, I'm actually setting up an internship program right now, and I've been out in the community talking to a lot of business leaders. And the one thing they have no problem with doing is talking about the youth and really wanting to invest in the youth of our community. So once we get them talking about it and things that they want to do for the youth, we come up with a tremendous amount of different ideas. So we got together with all of our grants programs and we came up with this list for the actual businesses. So it's really not difficult to forgive your loan. At that 10% is really not. It takes a little bit of time and effort, but it's not going to be hard to forgive it. What I've learned meeting with several businesses in our community is they want to invest rather than donate, simply donate. They'd rather get involved with the kids. They'd rather learn more about what the kids are doing in our community and actually share what they're doing in the community as well. So I don't think it's going to be a big ask. And because we have already a lot of programs in place through Mr. Velasquez's office, it's kind of a no-brainer. They came to us. We had the programs already set up, and so then we just came up with ideas. And then and so the four main categories. If you want me to proceed, I can keep going. So the four main categories that we really focused on was the new internship program that we're doing through the Gear Up program. The Gear Up program is a program, is a grant, a federally funded grant that Mr. Velasquez has, and it has to do with college and career readiness. So we started an internship program. So we actually have interns going into businesses and coming up with projects for the businesses. So starting in the fall, we'll have a semester-long internship program that people would like, if they like to have interns come in and do a project for them or actually work in their business and learn more about the business, we'll have students available for them. And we have students from Rio Rico, Nogales High School, Pearson High School, Patagonia High School, and Lourdes High School. So all the 5 high schools in the county. We also have another grant, the Santa Cruz County Arts for Learning. So when we talk about the artists, this will enable artists to provide services and their expertise to the youth of the county. So we have some ideas, and I'll give you some more specifics on the actual ideas that we came up with. We also have an extensive summer program through our office. Right now we have, for this summer, we have 15 summer camps going on. So that's another thing that people might be interested in being involved in our summer camp program. We have other grants also. We have, again, along with Gear Up and Arts for Learning, we have Promoting Healthy Students initiative, and that helps reduce incidents of violence and create safe learning environments. We also have the Los Padres grant. That's a home visitation program for early childhood. So there's 65 families with that grant. So we have a lot of different areas, a lot of different age groups as well. So we go all the way from babies all the way to seniors in high school. So there's a lot of different ideas, and I'll share some ideas if you'd like me to do that.
Ya, Dios tiene second. Lo que estábamos hablando, ¿verdad? Ahorita voy a traducir un poquito, es que con Stephanie nos decía que parte de esta información va a continuar, va a haber más información más adelante para estar pendiente, va a haber diferentes lugares, portales donde se va a dar más información sobre el proyecto el programa de préstamos perdonables, el Forgivable Loans, y que estén al pendiente, ¿verdad? Porque más información se va a dar. Hoy estamos platicando con Kerry, nomás para dar ideas de cómo los negocios, de cómo la comunidad de negocios, los artistas y las non-profit podían, ¿verdad? De una forma u otra a invertir ese dinero porcentaje que tienen para reinvertir dentro de programas con los jóvenes, que es muy importante, porque ahí sí estamos haciendo como una doble inversión. Estamos invirtiendo nuestro dinero, pero también estamos dando la oportunidad a los jóvenes de nuestra comunidad pues, para que tengan una mejor calidad de vida y que sean más autosuficientes. Así que ella nos está dando nada más ideas de lo que es, o las formas en que podían ustedes conectarse con estos programas para también reinvertir. Nos va a dar un poquito más de ideas, pero sí es importante que en cuanto a la información de los negocios, pues estén al pendiente, que apliquen me imagino que esto es primero que aplica, primero se les van a dar, entre más rápido apliquen, pues más oportunidades tienen ustedes de que puedan accesar a estos fondos y a estos préstamos perdonables que tiene el condado. Y los programas que hablaba a Kerry, uno de ellos son a través de la oficina del superintendente Alfredo Velázquez, que tiene el Give Up, que es un Internship Program que tienen también, otro también de aprendiendo arte, otros son los campos de verano que hay en diferentes, con diferentes jóvenes en diferentes edades también, así como otros programas de grants que están trabajando con ellos, como el programa de padres, que también trabajan con otro tipo de jóvenes y de familias y de niños. Así que ella nos está dando información acerca de cómo los negocios, los artistas y la comunidad de organizaciones sin fines de lucro pueden accesar y poder aplicar para poder perdonar su préstamo. Go ahead, Gary. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So one of the, things that we were thinking about is, if I do have a small business, what exactly would I be able to do, to have my loan forgiven? So there's a long list of different ideas. I'm just going to hit a couple. Again, I mentioned the internship program. That would bring kids into your business. I would actually be the coordinator for the actual internship program, so it wouldn't be too much work, but you would have to maybe mentor the kids, and maybe offer a small stipend at the end of the actual program. There's also the summer camps, if they wanted to provide supplies or sponsor a summer camp. Summer camps are actually pretty expensive, so they could come in and sponsor, they could present, or they could also maybe provide the field trip transportation to get the buses. So anything like that. They could also sponsor an extracurricular club at the middle school level or the high school level. That's always a really good thing for businesses to get involved. They can come in and actually sponsor a club. They can also have clubs come into their business and actually offer their facility for either a workshop. We do parent workshops. So anything like that. I mean, there's a range of different things that we came up with, but those are just a few options available. But from the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office, we have over 25 options for people to choose from. And so they would look at the list. If they see anything on that list that they think that they could maybe be able to provide for our youth in Santa Cruz County, they would give our office a call and actually lead them to the right person that would get them involved in the program.
Sí, nos platicaba Kerry que también hay diferentes formas o las formas que van a invertir o se puede reinvertir en los jóvenes, ¿verdad?, de nuestra comunidad. Es a través de diferentes formas. Una sería a través de haciendo support o ayudando a los summer camp, a los que son los con transporte. Otro sería a través de tener un intern en su negocio para que pueda aprender y desarrollarse para tener mejores oportunidades de trabajo. Otro sería a través de otras organizaciones que hasta 60 horas al semestre que pueden trabajar con ellos y al final de ese tiempo pues, se les puede dar un stipend o una cantidad de dinero, ¿verdad?, por el servicio ofrecido, y inclusive pueden presentar en diferentes programas o proyectos que hay, y así como también ayudar a los clubs que hay en las escuelas con diferentes actividades y eventos, y eso todo podía ser parte de lo que son los Forgivable Loans y cómo podían aplicarse para poderse tener esta oportunidad de ser perdonado. También ustedes cuando trabajan directamente con el prestamista o el loan officer, que en este caso Ramón Compuzano o su equipo, pues también van a trabajar con ellos directamente para conocer las oportunidades. Así que nosotros olvidemos de eso. Y en cuanto a los artistas, es lo que más o menos se busca, qué oportunidades pueden tener ellos, Kerry. And about the artists, what opportunities that they can have with the community?
Yeah, there's quite a few for the artists as well. Evan Corey is our director of the Arts for Learning, and he really is out in the community as well with the artists. So they could design and complete a public art project. We're really trying to get more art in the downtown area of Nogales. So if they can come up with a project and want to go ahead and provide the project, then that would be a great thing. They could, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of murals going up in our county. So of course they could paint a mural at a school or a community agency that that would commission them. You could also provide digital services, like a development of a website, video, marketing materials. You could actually plan and execute a public performance. We're having some concerts going on next year, and we always love to have the concerts. People come out to the concerts, so we'd love to have public performances. They can teach an art camp. We have several arts camp going on this summer, but for next summer they can actually plan a curriculum and teach an arts camp. They could even just go into a classroom and do a hands-on activity for a teacher or school. So there's several different ideas for artists, and again, a lot of these are subjective, and this is just a list. If they were to come to our office and say, I have this idea for a project, as long as it's kind of in the same scope of measure, and we can come up with a forgiveness value for it, they can actually come up with their own project.
Sí, preguntamos también acerca de las oportunidades para los artistas. Nos habla Kerry que hay diferentes formas de participar y de trabajar con los jóvenes o los niños. Sería a través de diseñar un proyecto público de arte, tal vez trabajar en un mural en la comunidad, tal vez ejecutar un tipo de performance o de una presentación, ahora que se ven las graduaciones o los eventos, así como también trabajar en un plan curricular de enseñar arte en campo, en el campamento o en la escuela, así como proveer materiales para esos proyectos. Sería de otra forma también que ellos pueden trabajar, o trabajar mano a mano en el salón de clases con los maestros en alguna actividad que ayude a los estudiantes a hacer esto. Así que estas nada más son ideas. Ustedes pueden tener alguna idea, nomás presentarla y ver si puede ser parte del préstamo, y también se puede aplicar. O sea, estas nada más son ideas que se les entregan, pero pues está muy variable y muy abierto. Lo importante aquí es el reinvertir ese dinero también en nuestra comunidad y con los jóvenes y niños de nuestra comunidad. Así que eso es lo importante. Bueno, pues esto es en cuanto a lo que son, ya hablamos acerca de lo que son los préstamos, y hablamos acerca de las oportunidades para ser perdonados, y tenemos otro proyecto también muy importante, Stephanie. ¿Lo vamos a conocer de una vez o va a estar muy largo la situación?
Yo creo que sí le vamos a permitir por lo menos unos 5 minutos a Steven que hable de parte de Localite. Y sí,
fíjate que es una idea de lo que es muy importante en esta comunidad. Nosotros habíamos tenido, que son los negocios, una oportunidad como esto de acceso. Las grandes compañías, ellos tienen, por ejemplo, programas de rewards con los que se pueden ayudar a ellos mismos a atraer clientes, a seguir creciendo, a agarrar clientes leales, y los pequeños negocios, pues no. Entonces, con esta idea que se creó, pues a través de un contratista que es Stephen, que ahorita nos va a platicar sobre este proyecto, cómo se vino a dar y cómo está trabajando y cuál es la función de este proyecto, pues cómo va a beneficiar a todos estos negocios pequeños de la comunidad que no tienen acceso a un programa o a una aplicación por ellos mismos. Así que adelante, Stephen, please let us know about the Localite. I think it's a very important part in this community, because not all the small businesses have the opportunity to count or to have a reward program or an app that they can develop by themselves. And this is a great opportunity for them to continue building the community, growing their business, and also accessing to more loyal clients, loyal customers. So please go ahead and let us know about Localite. Thank you.
Right. So Localite is a contactless payment and rewards app, and the mission is to shift spending to independent merchants in Nogales, down the I-19 corridor, and then throughout the United States. But I will say I've been living here for the past 12 years. Went to U of A. I lived in Tubac myself. I know the area very well. and the company is based out of Long Beach, but I'm one of the co-founders, and I live here in Tucson with my daughter. So this area means a lot to me, and the mission is really to increase spending at local merchants and then reward the customer for doing so. And we have something called Localite Cash. So a person can download the app on Apple, Android, connect a payment method. Right now, it's a bank account through Plaid. Plaid is used by American Express, Citibank, Bank of America, all the major financial institutions. You can spend the money at Localite merchants. It's only independently owned and operated merchants. And then you can earn points back, but those points are actually dollars. So it's like a cashback credit card, except you can only spend that money at Localite merchants. So it ensures that the money returns and recirculates in the local economy. And there's something called a local multiplier effect. That means a multiplier effect is when we spend $5 locally instead of $5 at Amazon, that money recirculates here or there here in Tucson, there in Dallas, 4, 5, 6 times more, and the community is made better off financially. And so that's our mission. That's why we're in the business, and that's who we are.
Perfecto. So, platicamos de que este proyecto, esta aplicación que viene aquí a la comunidad de negocio de Nogales, de toda esta área, ¿verdad? De todo el condado, pues va a venir a beneficiar a todos estos negocios locales, porque la comunidad que invierta, que compre en estos locales o negocios y que bajen la aplicación de Localite, pues van a poder tener la oportunidad de tener un reward o un reembolso de lo que gastaron para poder usarlo en otro negocio que también está conectado o es parte de este mismo programa o diríamos cooperativa, que todos están incluidos, ¿verdad?, en este mismo proyecto. La idea es esa, precisamente, de que los negocios tengan la oportunidad de tener más clientes, la oportunidad también de continuar creciendo su negocio y la oportunidad también de poder continuar creciendo como negocio y de reinvertir también su dinero. La gente, esto es dinero, o sea, el dinero se va a poder comprar, pero solamente los negocios que están afiliados o son parte de este proyecto. Y como nos decía Stephen, ¿verdad? Eso es una especie de efecto multiplicador, donde el dinero pues va creciendo. Cuando ustedes consumen local, el dinero se queda localmente, por lo tanto pues va creciendo aquí en la misma comunidad. Es lo que hablaban los economistas, ¿no?, keynesianos, la mano invisible, y todos esos aspectos económicos donde el dinero que se gasta aquí mismo, pues crece aquí mismo. Así que es una perfecta oportunidad pues para poder continuar creciendo como comunidad. Y los efectos pues que tiene económicos pues son muy importantes y sobre todo pues muy saludables pues para lo que es la economía y local, más que nada. La pregunta, what is unique about Localite?
Well, we have something that we created called upsell intelligence, which means unlike other rewards programs where they focus on discounts, we don't do that. We actually focus on spending more money. We want people to spend more money at local businesses, and so we reward them for doing so. Instead of saying 50% off, we want them to spend 50% more in anything that they want. And they're rewarded from 3, 4, 5, 6% back on every purchase, and they can double dip with their existing credit card. So if they have an Amex Gold, you get 4% or 4x back points on a restaurant. They can do that plus use us and get those benefits if they shop local. So we're really trying to move revenue to the local business.
That's great. Preguntaba pues si qué es único acerca de este app de Localite, y nos habla de que es una forma de vender más. Es una en vez de mandar o de ofrecer un programa de rewards que están basados en descuentos, esto sería a través del Localite app, el cliente se va a ser incentivizado para poder gastar más. Es decir, que si es una especie de programa o algoritmo que fue creado para incentivizar la forma de gastar de los clientes. En esta forma, digamos, cuando un cliente dice va a gastar 100 y va a tener una cantidad de dinero o un 3%, digamos, gasta un poquito más, que tal si gastas 20, si puedes tener 4% de regreso para ti, o si gastas 30, pues puedes recibir hasta el 5%. Es una forma de motivar y aparte también de gastar más y de que el negocio tenga una mejor oportunidad y de mejores ganancias. Eh, Nos hablabas ahorita acerca de lo que es el localized cash. You talk a little bit about what is a localized cash, and can you build a little bit more about?
Localized cash, yeah, sure. So it's real money, but if you think of a cashback card or any other gift card, that money can only be spent, or it can be spent everywhere. Or if you get a gift card, it can only be spent at a major chain. The problem is major chains, they have hundreds and thousands of locations. What we're doing is uniting all independent merchants on one platform. So if you're in Seattle and you spend money, you can earn rewards just like Starbucks, right? And then redeem them in Tucson. Likewise, spend money in Miami, you can redeem them in Nogales. There's no difference. That's called a network effect. That's how you get people to download an app, because for the customer, it's a really good value proposition, because we can actually have a larger network than a Starbucks, Subway, any of these major chains on one app within one platform. And that cash is restricted to independent merchants to recirculate money within the local economy. And it gives the business, a rewards program that works for everybody. Otherwise, the consumer has to download a million apps, right, at all these different places. With us, there's no category restrictions. It's all independently owned and operated, and one rewards app, one platform that works everywhere.
Sí, la pregunta era para Stephen, era acerca de lo que es el local cash o efectivo, y me está diciendo pues que es una forma de programa donde todas las agencias que pertenecen a este tipo de app, y ya sea en otra parte de otro estado, y usted mismo va y gasta, digamos, en otro estado, pero es parte de este mismo app o de esta misma comunidad de negocios, y usted viene, y usted gana dinero, o el cliente gana dinero, lo puede gastar en un negocio aquí mismo, ¿verdad? En lo que es local, y así de esa forma, pues ayudar a que el dinero circule en las economías locales, y aparte, pues que nos habla de que de esta expansión o todo lo que es el network que están conectados con todos esos negocios, pues es mucho más grande pues que compañías grandes que ya conocemos, ¿verdad? Como Starbucks o otras compañías grandes, o sea que tiene más oportunidades y sobre todo pues que puede crecer con más los negocios que están afiliados a este programa. Así que es una buena oportunidad de conocer un poquito más sobre esto y con quién se pueden comunicar para conocer un poquito más o ser parte de este app o de este network. Who those businesses, who they need to talk to so they can be part of this one, of this business community or this app or this network?
Sponsored, so the cost is already covered. We already have 187 profiles built down the I-19 corridor. Anyone that wants to register, if you're a business owner or just a customer, go to localite.com, click merchant or customer, and then just fill out that form. It takes 30 seconds. It's really easy. We can get you on the list. We'll build the profile for you. That cost is already taken care of. And we're doing a lot more because I live here. We're pumping more money into the area for businesses. But that's just for this area, including like discounts on interchange fees and things that are associated with that. Because all payment processing goes through our app, and we have a special relationship with Heartland Payment Processing, and so we can reduce those fees and it's sustainable for us, but we can give back to the community here, but only here, not in Manhattan or anywhere else.
Got it. Ujú. Yo preguntaba pues, cómo ustedes pueden ser parte de este proyecto, de este network, ¿verdad? De Localite. Simplemente puedes ir a localite.com, registrarte como comerciante o como cliente y pues como comerciante parte de los costos están cubiertos, así que no va a costarles si es de aquí de esta área, de esta región. Stephen, so thank you very much for letting us know about this great opportunity for the local businesses, and thank you for working in this project. And we already give it all the information that they need to get registered, to be part of this networking, and also the way that they can register. But anyway, all the information is gonna be right here in this interview. And also I will ask you, you had the opportunity to go back and check for some questions from the community, so you can help us to follow up and give us more. If not, we want to call you and let you know too.
Yeah, I will leave you with this. So every one of those app profiles in this community and others were built by Stephanie's interns that we stole from her, and they're fantastic. And so every single one was built. And so hopefully next time that I can have one or two of the interns join me next time. So thank you, Stephanie, and thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
No, thank you guys. And
I have interns. I have interns too, Steven.
We pay and pay well.
That's great. And also, we'd like to ask you, and if you have anything else to add, something that we didn't cover, or something that we would like to let the community know, please go ahead and start it.
I think I just want to remind the community that this is not the only time that you're going to hear from us. That we're really going to keep our pulse on making sure that you have the information that you need, and that you're going to be able to find us on the ground doing this work. So don't get intimidated by the process. Reach out and know that you have community members who are here to support you with every step of the way. Chicanos por la Causa is going to offer one-on-one technical assistance for absolutely free, and it goes beyond the benefits of this program. You can get a lot of small business education. You can learn about internship programs from several of us that have had the experience of doing something like that. You know, and just generally network and get to know more about local small businesses. One of the favorite things that have happened to me in doing this work is that I'm realizing how rich our local community is with businesses. So just get curious, remain curious, and bring the barriers down and really lean in on us, because we want to make a difference locally, and we're here to help you. Yep.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Sergio? Something to add?
Yes, it's a very important project and for the community, and I'm just really excited that they're really focusing on youth, because when they graduate, people leave and they don't come back. But with this program, when they graduate, there's many opportunities that are being opened up through this to allow people to stay and make a difference in the community. So I'm glad that I'm a part of this project too, and I really hope that businesses apply. I know it is scary it's intimidating to apply for a loan, but there is a lot of help. Like, we all will help you to get your loan forgiven.
Perfect. Thank you. Gary, something to add?
Thank you. I just want to thank everybody for inviting us here today. And like Sergio said, it is a great opportunity to get involved in the community, to also engage with the kids, engage with the youth, and you know, it's just a win-win. You know, you get the money and you do a little work into the community, put it back into the community, and it's forgiven. And I think it's a great idea, and I do think that there's a lot of businesses, artists, nonprofits that can really use this money for right now. And we're trying to recover, and we have to really realize that Nogales has suffered quite a bit, especially with our border being closed for such a long period of time. And I really think that this is going to get us back on track. And I'm really looking forward to being involved in this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carrie. And Roman?
Super excited as well to be a part of this project. I'm getting phone calls every single day. I get at least 3 phone calls and 5 emails about this program. So traction is starting, and it's only been, a week? Really exciting times to be part of this community, really exciting times to be growing and watching something different than what you see on the news, because this is what's really happening. We're growing. This is what's going to drive us forward.
Great.
And it's just the beginning.
Can I say one comment about the loans, which I'm big on? Because I have friends, family that went through like a similar process during COVID. People literally don't know what the first step is. So can we do one more time? What is the first step for them? Because we take it for granted because we're in this space. It's really hard to navigate through the process. So either a phone number or an email or something like that. What's the first step for businesses?
First step for businesses would be to visit the website, prestamostloans.org, and then I believe it's /Santa-Cruz-County, and that'll take you to the application. Once you fill out the application, it's going to have my contact information there for you to reach me if you have any questions. So you can contact me via email or by phone. A lot of people have been super respectful and sending emails at 3 in the morning, which I appreciate as an alternative to a phone call, because my phone will ring no matter what. So I'm happy to answer any questions at any time. And sometimes when I'm getting a drink of water, I respond to that email too. So sky's the limit here. We all need to look out for each other and make this thing grow. So prestamostloans.org /Santa-Cruz-County.
Perfecto. Pues thank you. Y como dice Stephanie, ¿verdad? No va a ser la única vez que los van a ver. Van a continuar proveyendo esta información. Van a estar trabajando directamente en el field, ¿verdad? En el campo, continuando dando todos esos datos que ustedes ocupan. Gracias, Sergio. Gracias, Stephanie. Gracias, Carrie. Gracias, Stephen. Y gracias a cada uno de ustedes, señor Campuzano, por ser parte de este proyecto y construir comunidad y aparte invertir en esta comunidad. Se lo agradecemos.
Thank you.
Y pues sin más que decir, pues nos despedimos de este programa, agradecemos a todos los invitados y pues continuamos aquí trabajando y pues como todo el mundo, yo creo que we love Nogales y así que continuaremos apoyando y estando pendiente con ustedes. Bendecida tarde y tomen ventaja de esta oportunidad. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.